And gentlemen, I am back yet again to break down this final video for the week. It is the 3 seed against number 6 seed matchup. We have G-Men Ballin, the number 6 seed, traveling to take on BnB, the number 3 seed. In this playoff matchup, let's get right into it. We got a big time matchup, obviously. David versus Goliath, if you will. We have Eli Manning in right now over Phillip Rivers, which might be subject to change. No one's really sure what's going to happen there, but I think Eli's going to end up being the go-to guy this week. The go-to guy this week against Dallas. Then we have Tom Brady against Washington. Obviously, Tom Brady's having an unbelievable season. I'm going to lump this in with Rob Gronkowski right now. They're a deadly duo. They're one of the best in the league this year. Rob Gronkowski is just a touchdown machine. He gets like 2 a game. It seems like even rushes one in. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week. They went for a ridiculous amount of points. They were up over 140 points. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski are a deadly duo. This week they're going to combine against Washington for at least 40 points. That's my prediction for those two. When it comes to Eli Manning, predicted for 22. He always plays good against Dallas. It's a Sunday night game. I think he's going to play well. Obviously, he always plays good in Dallas as well. He's predicted for 22. They're going to keep throwing the ball. That running game isn't doing much. Mal Bradshaw's still a little bit banged up. Brennan Jacobs has been, up and down. I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Eli's got great receivers. Nix, Cruz, Manningham, Ballard, Barden, whoever he's throwing to. He's making them better. He's, if anything, this year he's acting like his brother and making all of his wide receivers household names, and they're becoming a lot better. So 22 points for Eli this week. I like that. I think it's a good call. Obviously against Dallas. Now, the running backs. We have Marshawn Lynch and Michael Bush against Ray Rice and Sean Green. Marshawn Lynch on Monday night against St. Louis. Matchup he can definitely do well in. He's been playing unbelievable football recently. Sponsored by Skittles, of course. Throwing a quick little plug there for Skittles. He's predicted for 19 points. Obviously, he's been a touchdown machine. St. Louis is not very good against the run. I expect him to go for over 100 a touch in this game. 19 is, it's a great prediction, so I'm going to say that's possible. I'm more inclined to say 16 points, but, it's 16, 19, what's really the difference? But, he's predicted for 19. I think it's a good call. I'm going to say he falls in that 16 to, 15, 16 point range. But obviously, I have no problem with what you're saying. Michael Bush for 14. He let down last week. I would say he was the reason why the G-Men Ball ended up losing to the Dirty Jersey Birds, but he's going up against Green Bay this week, who doesn't have a very good defense, and they could be susceptible to a good running back. I think Oakland's going to try to pound the rock a little. They're going to try to establish a run, and I think 14 points. I'm a little weary to give him the 14 points, especially after last week. So I'm going to say that 10 to 12 point range is more of a safer bet. So I'm going to go there. On the opposite side, Ray Rice ran wild last week, like I predicted he would against Cleveland. This week he's facing Indy. I don't know how else to put it. He's predicted for 20. I think actually it's a good call. I think he's going to do a lot in this game. I don't see them stopping. I think the Ravens are just going to steamroll Indy, and I love Ray Rice in this matchup. 20 points, give it to him. I like it. Sean Green against KC. He's predicted for 13 points. The Jets know that, every game is must win. This is a game that they should win. This is a game that they should dominate. I like Sean Green against KC. KC's been playing, solid defense here and there. Obviously, they held, the Bears to 3 points last week, but then again, there was no Jay Cutler or Matt Forte. He left early in that game. So I think Sean Green can put up some numbers. 13 points. I'm a big Sean Green fan. I always defend him, but he's burned me a couple times in my in my defenses for him. He's predicted for 13. I'm going to say more along that 8 to 12 point range he's going to fall into. But 13 is a little high, but like I said, 8 to 10, 8 to 12, maybe in that range. But I like him this week in the end. Then we have the wide receivers. We have Brandon Lloyd and Nate Burleson against Stevie Johnson and Anquan Bolden. I've been a big supporter of Brandon Lloyd throughout the weeks. I've done it in my write-ups, some of my videos as well. He's predicted for 7 points against Seattle. I question who's throwing him the ball. I really don't know what's going on with the St. Louis offense. He's predicted for 7. I think that's a good call because I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I think overall the St. Louis offense is going to struggle against the Seattle defense, especially in Seattle on Monday night. So I'm going to hold back my love for Brandon Lloyd in this one. He's predicted for 7. I think it's a safe bet. If he went below that, it wouldn't shock me, though. The Nate Burleson, obviously, was the pickup this week because Andre Johnson is out with another hamstring injury. He's up against Minnesota. He flopped against them earlier in the season. I remember because I had him. He went for 2 points in that game. I think he can bounce back in this one, though. Like I said, I like Matthew Stafford in this game. Nate Burleson's been playing better football recently. Lions need a win. And Minnesota's not good against the pass. Burleson's predicted for 6. It wouldn't shock me if it went for a little bit over, maybe 7 or 8 points. But I think 6 points is a good call. Then obviously Stevie Johnson and Anquan Boldin on the other side. Again, I think you're going to be seeing a lot more Ray Rice than the receivers for the Ravens. But Anquan Boldin is still someone that they have to respect. I've seen wide receivers crush Indy this year, and Anquan Boldin can do the same thing. He's had some big games this year. It wouldn't shock me if he went for big points, but I think it's going to be more Ray Rice at first. Then Flacco might air it out a little, but I think Boldin, he's predicted for 8. I like him for that 8 to 10 points. I like him more. I'm going to say 10 points in this one. I think he's going to have a decent game. Stevie Johnson's going up against the San Diego defense. Fitzpatrick's been playing better in recent weeks, and I think this is a matchup that with the way San Diego's defense has been playing. I know they played well against Jacksonville, but let's be honest, that's Jacksonville. This is a little bit different. You got some playmakers on this side. Obviously, they're going to try to keep working with C.J. Spiller in the running attack, but I do think Stevie Johnson can have a good game. He went for a touchdown last week, and he was smart about handing the football over to the ref. I thought that was a pretty cool celebration, if you will. But Stevie's predicted for 10. I think he finds the end zone this week. I like the 10-point prediction, so I think that's a strong play this week at the number one wideout spot for Bob and Big. Then obviously tight ends. I already talked about Gronkowski. I love him this week. I think him and Brady are going to combine for at least 40 points. Antonio Gates on the other side against Buffalo. It's a matchup he should do well against. He should do well in that. I think I'm not sure off the top of my head of the average points that the Bills are giving up to tight ends, but this is Antonio Gates. He plays like a wide receiver. He's predicted for 11. I think he has a good game this week. He's been a little bit quiet recently. He's been getting the yards, but not finding the end zone. Guess what? He's finding the end zone in this one. I'm thinking 11 points is strong. I think he's going to go over. I'm going to give him at least 12 points, 12, 13 points in this game. I like him. So obviously, strong play there as well. Now we're coming to the flexes. Time's running low. We're coming up on the flexes. Pierre Thomas against Beanie Wells. Beanie Wells has taken on San Francisco. Don't like it. Even though Patrick Willis might not play, it's looking like he won't play. That defense is still smothering running backs. I just feel like if you have a running back against the Niners, you might as well just expect low single-digit numbers because that defense is just crushing running backs this year. Like I said in my last one, I'll just change the name. Wells plus, running back plus Niners D equals dud. I'm calling Beanie Wells a dud this week. I know he burned me last time. He went for over 200, but he's not doing that against the Niners. He predicted for 8. I'm going to say he falls in that 5 to 7 point range. Pierre Thomas was the pickup. Mark Ingram's out this week. Darren Sproles is going to get his touches as well, but I think Pierre Thomas is going to get a stronger a stronger amount of touches, but Sproles makes the most of his touches. I like Thomas though against Tennessee. He's predicted for 7. This is a guy that could be critical in this matchup for G-Man Ballin. He's predicted for 7. I think that's just about right. 7 points is what you can expect. He could find the end zone, which could boost it, but I'm gonna keep it at that 7-point range. Then finally, we have the special teams: Billy Cundiff and the Jaguars defense against Nick Novick and the Bucks defense. Obviously, Cundiff against Indy, he's gonna be kicking a lot. I think probably a lot of extra points, maybe a field goal here or there. He predicted for 9. Good bet. I like that one. The Jaguars defense against Tampa. Tampa's struggling. The Jaguars defense is predicted for 7. I think they go over that. I really do. Even though LeGarrette Blount can pose a problem, I think in the end the Jaguars defense can put up double-digit points. I'm going to say 10 to 12 points. Nick Novak, kicker against Buffalo, San Diego, repping San Diego, 10 points he's predicted for. I like it. I'm going to go with it. And then the Bucs defense against the Jags. Jags offense is not very good. You got to stop MJD, but I like the Bucs defense in this one. They're predicted for 9. I'm going to give them also 10 to 12 points. So in the end, I'm running low on time. Got 30 seconds left. I have to pick a winner. I want to say upset so badly in this game. I really do. I smell upset. It wouldn't be Wildcard Weekend if there wasn't an upset. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm going to take Bob and Big. They're favored by 14 right now. Brady and Gronkowski, Rice and Green, they're just going to be too much. Eli and crew, Eli, Lynch, and Bush aren't going to be handling it. Give me Bob and Big for the win. And there you go, guys. Best of luck to everyone.